Imagine this, you step outside, lift your foot, and instead of planting it on the ground, you shoot upward like a balloon. Houses, cars, even your dog drifting away into the sky. Sounds like a mix between a dream and a nightmare, right? But what would actually happen if gravity suddenly reversed and we all floated upward? Let's dive in. First, let's set the scene. Gravity is the invisible glue that keeps our feet on Earth, pulls water into oceans, and even holds the atmosphere in place. If it flipped overnight, Earth would no longer pull things down, it would push everything up. And not just a gentle float, like on the moon. Nope, it would be the same force, just in the opposite direction. That means we'd accelerate skyward at about 9.8 meters per second squared. Translation: in a few seconds, you'd be flying faster than a roller coaster launch. First, it might feel fun. You'd rise off the ground, arms waving, maybe laughing nervously like, "Hey, I'm flying." But within 10 seconds, you'd be more than 100 meters above the ground. That's like standing on top of a 30-story building. Without a building, in a minute, you'd be nearly 4 miles high, where the air is thin, freezing cold, and not very breathable. So yeah, the fun would wear off quickly. Remember, it's not just people. Cars, trees, houses, everything not nailed down, and even things that are nailed down, would rip free and head skyward. Imagine skyscrapers lifting out of the ground like Lego bricks, or entire lakes peeling upward in giant shimmering blobs of water. Even the oceans wouldn't stay put. They'd burst upward in massive waves, forming enormous floating spheres of water. Basically, Earth would get stripped bare, and the sky would turn into a chaotic junkyard of stuff. Now here's the scary part: Earth's atmosphere. Gravity normally holds our blanket of air close. Without that pull, the atmosphere itself would float off into space. Within minutes, the breathable air would thin out, and we'd all be gasping. In a few hours, Earth would be wrapped in a giant drifting bubble of air, but we'd be long gone inside it, tumbling upward. So where would we end up? In theory, everything would drift away from Earth forever, since the planet is now pushing instead of pulling. Humans, buildings, oceans, air. We'd all become a massive cloud of debris orbiting. Nothing. Earth itself would probably tear apart from the inside too. Why? Because gravity doesn't just keep us on the ground. It also holds Earth's rocks, metals, and molten core together. Reverse that, and the planet would literally explode outward like a firework. Yep, Earth would unbuild itself. Let's rewind a bit. What if gravity only reversed for humans and objects on the surface, but not for Earth itself? Well, in that case, Earth stays intact, but we're still doomed. You'd float upward until you hit the upper atmosphere, pass through it, and then drift into space. Picture thousands of people waving goodbye, clutching to anything they can, maybe holding hands in giant human chains. But sooner or later, you'd lose grip and be swallowed by the black void. Not the most peaceful way to go. So what's the big reveal here? Reversing gravity wouldn't just mean we get to float. It would unravel everything that makes Earth. Earth. No oceans. No air. No planet. Just a cosmic mess of floating rubble and confused humans flailing into the abyss. Pretty dark. Huh? But don't worry, this is pure imagination. Gravity is not about to flip upside down anytime soon. In fact, it's one of the most stable forces in the universe. If anything, we should be thankful for this invisible friend keeping us grounded, literally. So what do you think? If gravity reversed for just 1 hour, what would you grab before floating away? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this wild ride, hit that like button, subscribe for more what-if adventures, and don't forget to share this video with a friend who's afraid of heights. Because trust me, after this scenario, they'll have a whole new reason to be.